are you a full-time student?
I work at KPMG Mauritius.
What was your study plan?
I was quite stressed. Then I came across one of your videos on YouTube. You showed us how to prepare, how to answer the exams,
The examination techniques.
especially with your notes. Try to brainstorm. I actually took the notes and I tried to apply it in my job.
How much time did you used to give to studies?
At least 3 hours.
Theoretical side and on practice.
Only 5 mock exams. I can just jot down some important points from there.
Were you stressed out before the exam?
When I was going in the exam room, I'm just going to act like a CFO because a CFO knows everything.
Yesterday, when I spoke about this, most of the students were actually laughing. We have Toolsi Devi from Mauritius who scored 92 marks. Right? So amazing scores these are. So I think we have Toolsi with us right now. Just let me check. Yes, Toolsi is there. Tulsi, can you unmute yourself? Hi, Tulsi, can you hear me? Can you?
Hello. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How about you, sir?
Very nice. Is it possible for you to open your camera?
Yeah, it's open. Can you see me?
Okay, wait. Let me see. Yes, I can see you. Hang on. All right, here we go. Hi, Tulsi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. So thank you for inviting me in your webinar today. I'm so
You're,
grateful.
you're looking good. So, first of all, big congratulations for scoring 92 marks in SBL in December attempt. That's a
Thank you.
big achievement.
Thank you,
And
sir.
it would be really helpful if you can share your study approach, your plan, your techniques, so that all the fellow students can benefit from your experience, right?
Yeah, sure.
So, first of all, tell me, Tulsi, are you a full-time student or are you a working person?
I'm not a full-time student. I'm a working person. I work at KPMG Mauritius as a consultant. So I was a part-time student. Yeah.
Wow, so you work with KPMG Mauritius.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your preparation stage first, and then we will move towards the examination techniques. So during your preparation stage, particularly the last 4 or 5 weeks before the exam, what was your study plan? How much time you were studying per day?
Okay. Yeah. So first of all, to start with, when I was looking at the BPP book, I was looking at all the notes that I had to study. I was quite stressed because the syllabus was hectic. And I was thinking that SBL is all about theories, how I'm going to grasp all of this in 4 to 5 weeks prior to the exams. Then I came across one of your videos on YouTube, which was like a blessing in disguise that I saw your video. It was the top 25 revision video, which was available. So I started with that. I watched the video and then I said that maybe I can try to apply all the techniques. So I started with the video, then I moved on to the free exam practice that you conducted prior to the December 2023 exams. I still remember it was a 2-day session where we interacted with you. You showed us how to prepare, how to actually answer the exams. And then the preparation was all about discipline. It was about a good time plan that I had to put in front because as I was working as a consultant, it was hectic because it requires a lot of dedication from you. So as soon as I used to reach home, the first thing that I used to do is to take a shower and then start with the theories, especially with your notes, the free notes that was available, that you shared. It actually simplified my life because I just had to go through the notes, understand the theories, try to brainstorm, do some mind maps, and understand it. When I used to go to work the next day, I used to see that it relates to my job. Then I used to say, hey, this is about this topic. So let's talk about this with my colleagues. So actually, I had a hands-on knowledge of SBL because I actually took the notes and I tried to apply it in my job in terms of internal control because I was working in the risk consulting department. So I used to apply all of that and about the ESG, and basically everything is just logic, and it's just about
So
how you
how
get
much how much time did you used to give to studies? Like how much hours were you giving on a daily basis, especially in the last 4 or 5 weeks?
Yeah, so in the last 4 or 5 weeks it was quite hectic. So I had to take a lot of my time to the studies. So first of all, I think that in the afternoon I used to devote at least 3 hours because especially with the
Three
practice session
hours.
that I had to do, yeah, 3 hours in the afternoon. Then in the morning, sometimes I used to take the notes and just go through it quickly because I know that if I'm going to work, I have to give my best at work. While I'm at home, I should give my best on my studies. So in the morning, at least 30 to 1 hour. And then in the afternoon, 3 hours. 3 hours is a must, especially in the last
So
period.
so on an average, you were giving approximately 4 hours to
Yeah.
SBL. And how much was your focus on theoretical side and how much were you focusing on practice? What was the ratio? Were you focusing more on theory or were you devoting more time on practice?
So I would say that I had practiced only 5 mock exams, but in time-based conditions. But I ensured that I touched base with the other papers as well. I went through your videos and I saw that I can just jot down some important points from there in the other papers. So I ensured that the 5 mock
Hmm.
exams were time-based, and then the others were like, some bullet points. But then I was devoting more time, I can say, to understanding the theories and like just reading it. So I would say that I spent some time in
So you
theories, but
actually
only the first.
so you actually did 5 time-based mocks.
Yeah, before going for the exams.
Time-based means that you sat straight for 4 hours, sorry, 3 hours and 15
Yeah.
minutes, and you did 5 mocks under strict time-based exam conditions.
Yes.
And other than that, you also looked at other case studies, but in tits and bits.
Yeah.
Very good, very good. So now let's talk about the exam day. So were you stressed out or before the exam?
To be honest, even I was very surprised with myself because on the day of the exams, I was not stressed before the exams. When I was going in the exam room, my focus was, okay, I just have to think like a CFO, like Mr. Hassan said. I'm just going to act like a CFO. I'm just going to give the paper, come what may. I'm just going to give the paper and come out. And it's all about learning for life. So I think that on that day, I was only trying to give out what was inside of me in the best possible way. So when I was going for the exams, I was not stressed. But when I came out after the exams, then I was saying that, oh, I don't know what's going to happen. So I'm quite stressed. But this was unexpected. Like my results was very unexpected because you just go on
Right. So
writing.
uh, it's very interesting that, I have spoken to 3 global prize winners, and all of them said that they thought like a CFO, they felt like a CFO. So does it really help? Because yesterday when I spoke about this, most of the students were actually laughing.
No, I think that this line, like think like a CFO, this actually triggers your mind. It actually triggers your mind to think like a CFO, to be professional and just give the paper in that mindset. like put yourself in the shoes of a CFO, because a CFO knows everything. He knows how to
But
handle
you
situations.
are right. You are not the CFO, but still you
Yeah,
were able to think like a CFO,
like a
or you
CFO. Yeah,
tried.
yeah,
All
I
right.
tried.
So
Yeah.
did you focus on time management? How did you manage your time, and were you able to complete the entire paper?
Yeah, so time management is very important. I'm going to say that this is the secret to success because I spoke to several students who sat for the SBL exams, and one of the things that they told me was that the time management was like they were not able to manage the time well. This is why they failed, or this is why they did not get the results they desired. So I think that the time management is very, very important, as you emphasized in your videos. So I think that at the start of every video, you used to say that, okay, so these are the points that students fail. So the first point was that bad time management. You have to give your full to manage your time. If one question is requiring only that much of time, give only that much of time. Don't try to exceed it. Only if you see that you have time left, then just go on and just write whatever you had to write to complete the question. But
So,
I think,
what happens? What happens when the time is up and still your answer was not complete? Did you face that situation?
yeah, actually, what happened, there was one question where I was stuck. I kept it for the last, for at last. So I started with all the easy questions first. I started to tackle all the easy questions. Then when I came at the last question, I was still typing and the time was out. So I would say that it was good that I had the good time management at start because this helped me complete the paper. But when I was writing the last question, when I was writing the answer, I actually failed to keep track of time. So there was only like 5 seconds left and I was still typing. But I think that I completed the sentence. This was the last concluding sentence that I was writing. So this actually helped me. Yeah.
So, how did you tackle the bouncer question, the one which has no exhibit or very less information? So, I know that you did the bouncer question in the last, but how did you tackle it? How much time you gave to it?
So the bouncer question, I only took like I kept it for last. Why? Because the first reason was I had to apply all the knowledge that I had. I just have to apply it, and then I'm just going to see which topic it relates to. I think it was on AI, artificial intelligence. And then I said that, okay, I'll keep it for last. Then I started brainstorming on what I had read on AI, and I tried to apply it on that question. And I tried to just take some few words from the exhibits, the various exhibits, and the especially the pre-seen material. I took some words like, for example, the company name, the company turnover, things like that. So this was about the
Right. So,
application
for
in the bounce.
bouncer question, you used your general knowledge plus information from the pre-scene.
Yes.
And were your points? So, how many points were you writing for, let's say, 10 marks? What was your number? How were you deciding the number of points?
Okay, so I used to divide it by two. If it was 10 marks, I was going to write 5 points. And I
Okay.
used heading. Yeah.
And did you use subheadings for each point?
Yes, I use subheadings for every question. I ensure that I use subheadings so that it's more presentable. It's more uh, like the presentation skills is good.
All
Yeah.
right. And um, so some students were asking that you did 5 time-based mocks. Did you get it checked by someone, or how do you check your answers?
Yeah. So when I was doing the time-based box, there were your answers uploaded online, which were at home. So I used to check whether I'm on the right track. I use it as a guide to ensure that I'm on the right track. I'm actually answering the question as it should have been answered. And then sometimes I used to refer to notes as well. to ensure that I was elaborating on the points in the right way.
All right, very interesting. And just let me go through some comments. So, someone is asking, other than the 5 time-based questions, you also did some extra questions in bits and pieces, right?
Yeah, I only went through like very quickly just before the exams. 2 days before the exams, I only went through very quickly about on the bullet points that were there.
So the question is that the other questions which you did you solve it, typed it on the CB platform, or you just did it verbally?
So I actually typed it in the CV platform because I had to
You
practice.
CB platform.
Yeah.
Nice, very nice. All right. Someone is asking how important was pre-seen material in your perspective?
Okay, so I think the pre-seen material, the word itself says that you are going to see your company before going for the exam. I think that it's very beneficial for students going for the SBL exams because it actually gives you an overview of the company. You actually can relate yourself with the company. You can actually search on the company, the industry that the company is in. And if you're going to have a notion of how the company works, you're going to automatically write all of these in your answers. You're going to relate it with your answers. But I think that the pre-seen material is not something that you have to revise or you have to learn by heart because it's going to be there. You just have to take the bits and pieces that are crucial, that are important, and then just try to apply it. For example, if you know that from this your result is going to improve or it's going to worsen, so just write it over there.
All right. Excellent, Tulsi. Thank you so much for sharing your study plan and your experience. And again, a big congrats from all of us. There are
Thank you
like
so
275 students watching you live right now. So I'm sure they will all join me in congratulating you. We wish you all the best, and we really thank you for taking out the time in your busy schedule and agreeing to appear live with us. So stay in touch with us. And now I will continue with my regular webinar, and you can sign off.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. It was a pleasure
Thank you
to
for
talk.
joining. Take care. Good night. Bye bye.
Bye.